Hi, Year 9. As you know, I'm away this week on a course, so I thought I'd do this for you so you know exactly what you're doing today when Mrs. Alton is covering. So we've been working on portraiture, we've been looking at proportions, and today we're going to tie back in some photographic images with that idea. So I've said here, we spent time studying facial proportions, drawing self-portraits from life. In your sketchbook, I really need you to make sure that you've stuck in the portraits you've made already and also annotate them ready for our lesson together on Thursday, tomorrow. When you annotate, I really want you to try and convey the sense that you understand the precision of proportion. As you know, there's really like a mathematical formula for drawing the shapes of the face, the facial features. And then, of course, we've learned how to adapt those proportions and to personalize them to what you actually look like in your self-portrait. So do make sure that's stuck into your sketchbooks, annotated beautifully, and of course the presentation on the page will look good. Your task today is to work with the provided portraits. I'll show you them in just a moment, making a mirror image of the other half of the face. I want you to create tonality based on the original image and measure precisely so the face is in proportion overall. The examples I've got on the screen now, you can see these are all student examples. You've got one half that's a photograph, and then the other half is where the student has actually drawn in the mirror image of what the face shows us. And this thing about tonality, really, we go right back to the stuff we did at the start of the year where I asked you to think about a light source that was above a head and to draw on contours and shadows. And I guess you're kind of doing something similar with this. If you have a photograph in which there's shadow on one side of the face, I want you to imagine how the tonality works because of that on the mirror side. So you can pick from one of these four. You'll have this sheet printed out for you. Cut one out, stick it onto your page in your book, and then draw the mirror. Now, I need you to be really, really precise. It might involve you drawing a line or several lines that again show those proportions, matching up so that you get exact sense of things at the bottom of the nose, in line with the ear, the line of the lip, in line with the pupil. So lots of things you should know how to do in terms of those proportion lines that you can use with this as well. And as I said, of course, you're going to be thinking about tonality. If you manage to do all of that, then the extension task is to work with a small photographic piece of a portrait. So you can cut a piece out from one of the spares from the resource sheet if you want. And the example I've got on the screen just now is, I think it's Cara Delevingne, where you had a photographic image of her, just of the eye and the nose. And then only based on that information, the student has been able to draw the whole rest of the face. Because actually the challenge is for you to realise that even with the smallest amount of facial information, because of the measurements and the ratios, you should actually be able to get proportions right, even just from the measurement of one eye. So that's the extension. The main task again is to cut out one of these from your resource sheet, stick it onto a page in your book and draw the mirror half exactly. And I'm going to look forward to seeing what you produce when I'm back tomorrow, and hope that you find the task easier to do now that we've had a look at facial proportions. Okay, see you soon, everyone.